Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Welcome. Please pay attention to the following announcement from your streaming host. International streaming rules and regulations require me to provide the following information. I am on the Xbox Series S. I have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We will be flying the P-38 Lightning, departing from Santa Rosa and heading to Fresno. I am not taking requests for flights. My flight schedule is created well in advance and is subject to change based on my own schedule. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are vintage aviation flights. Tuesdays are jetliner, regional jet, and regional prop flights. Thursdays are military aviation flights. Saturdays, P-38 Lightning flights, called Lightning Saturday. Sundays are scenic flights. Any other information can be found in the description area below the video. Thank you for your attention. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Patrice, first person who donated to my channel yesterday on my PayPal. Very nice. It was unexpected. I didn't know that it had happened until after the stream was over. So thank you, Patrice, if you're watching this on the replay. If you pop in, I will certainly thank you again. So very, very kind of you. Greatly appreciate that. All right, let's go ahead and get in here and get our aircraft started. Not a very long flight. We only have 138 nautical miles. That's our longest part of the trip. And then we will turn in towards Fresno, 35 nautical miles, and then just a short run to Fresno Airport there. So, should be a good flight. All right, let's get this out of the way. See. All right. Might be a little quiet at the start. That's quite all right. So I don't forget. All right. Let's see. Oh, we got to crack them. Oh, I forgot. I gotta do something else first. Let's forget this. One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. One. Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. There we are. So we want to get our first UR plugged in here. 11420. go. So, get out of here. Run to our runway there. Get ready to go. I got 3 viewers over on Twitch. Thank you all for coming in. You're having a good Saturday. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. I forgot I needed to change some things. That going. Away we go. Good morning, Nick. How are you? Good morning again for, I think, the third time today. Direction. That's what counts. All right. We are on our way. We'll get a picture of this on the ground there in Fresno when we get there. So I still don't know quite what happened in yesterday's flight. It was a very strange situation, I guess. Well, it wasn't just, it's not even a guess. It was a very strange situation, I think, overall. It was not what I expected. Hello, Joseph. There's only, I think, you and Mick here. A couple people over on Twitch. Not sure who it is. They haven't said hello. Yeah, it was a rather... I honestly thought the game was going to crash completely before we even got to the airport. But for whatever reason, we didn't. Hello, Glenn. Nice to see you here. Thanks for stopping by. See, now you got Joseph doing the oi oi. Oh boy. Well, I'm looking forward to the F1 races tonight. Hope you guys have fun. I'm sure it'll be a fun evening. Keen to see how Mr. Addies gets on with his newer controller. If that is going to make any difference while he races. Or if the AI are going to still run him off the track. Did not. Yeah, I didn't go flying long enough. Alright. Oh well. Thought I did. That's alright. We're on our way. War with the AI. Yep, that's exactly it. Joseph is going to be the center of the war with the AI tonight. Let me go ahead and dial in next. That is 11290. Go. That is all set. I don't even have to do that. I just need to find is. We got the new F1. Oh, so a new target. Oh, are they revamping the AI for the game? Are they making some changes or something that's been much needed, I guess, or is it still? I don't know what else it could be. I just realized I just finished all my coffee today. So have another swig, and then I was like, oh, cup's empty. Oops, daisy. Oh, the new games. Yeah, I don't get a warm fuzzy with EA being involved, that they bought Codemasters. I don't. That just makes me, ugh. Like, they have ruined so many titles over the years. Like, when it first started, you know, when EA was really big with, like, Madden football and everything, but it just seemed like after a while they've lost their way, you know. And I don't know if it's out of greed or if it's out of something else, but it's like, yeah. Let's see if I can figure out something. So we had 130 nautical miles. Let's approach. Oh. Let's see. It's 138. Divided by it says our ground speed is 233. Should take us just under an hour to get to our nav point there. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't feel very good about EA getting involved in these things. They muddied. They've got their hands in too many cookie jars right now, and they tend to, like, I don't know. They just get something out there, and then when the community is basically pissed off because the game's clearly not working correctly, or they just feel like it was just rushed out there just to get the money, and then it takes them forever to acknowledge that the game is not the state that it should be in, and the usual stuff, usual spiel. So yeah, I just feel a little. I guess Codemasters really needed the money in order to, which I find hard to believe, because they've been making the F1 games for quite some time, and I think that they've made, they've done pretty well financially. I guess EA was just that greedy that they had to get their hands into something else. But I mean, it's possible. It's possible, but I don't feel like it's likely that that it's going to be any better than what it is right now. I can't envision a massive sort of like complete turnaround of the game, and it's like, way better than the current game is. Graphically it might be, but play wise I don't think it's any kind of improvement. But I could be wrong. Never know. What is this? Switches really because it's not. Doesn't tell me anything. So tomorrow we have the 2 flights. We're taking off over in Norway. We're near Leknes. I don't know how it's pronounced, but we have a bunch of POIs southwest of the airport. So we're going to take off. We're going to head down there, fly around for a bit, and then we'll land, and then we'll pop over to California, and we will do a flight from Red Bluff to Reno, and then 2 fictional airports that were part of the package that for the Kit Fox, that came with the Kit Fox. So it should be a nice flight tomorrow. It should be nice and scenic. We will pass over Lake Almanor again on our way towards Reno. So looking forward to that. It was nice to visit an area I know fairly well. Wait, Red Bluff, that might not be a, I think that's an actual, find out real quick. Let's find out that is actually a real world airport. It is not, it is fictional. Okay. That's what I thought. But it should be a good flight. Both of them. It'll be a fun time. So, let's go back. Weird that you can switch those, but they don't do anything. See, then Monday we will continue our journey. We're going from Heraklion to Ursa Matru. Tuesday we're doing a regional executive flight from San Jose to Reno in the Cessna 208B. And then Wednesday we will go from Mesa Matru to Cairo. Thursday we will be back in the Spitfire going from Cardiff to Leuchars, Leuch. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. That should be a nice flight. Friday, we will be in the Cessna 337 Skymaster. We have a nice flight planned. It is kind of a vintage aviation aircraft because it was made a long time ago, and I think some of them still fly today, but we're going to take off and we're going to go through a valley and then land at this little airport in this valley. There's only one way in there, so and then a week from today we have Lightning Saturday, Sequoia, Visalia to Stockton, and the Sunday flight will be we will be near Bilbao. Some POIs were added there, so we're going to take off and fly around there. We may do another bush flight afterwards. We'll see. I am enjoying those little bush flights, so those are quite fun. Thank you all for coming in today, hanging out for a little bit. For the 3 thumbs up, appreciate it. I'm guessing that's supposed to be like there was like exhaust or something coming out of here, but there's not. From in there, I don't know, maybe it's just an optical trick or something. This kind of a picture. Correctly modeled fighter pilot there. Sheepskin leather jacket. Keep the pilot warm. Higher altitudes. We're in the Central Valley here. This is predominantly this is the area where there's a lot of, this is the agricultural part of California, like the massive agricultural area. All kinds of different crops are grown out here. With the main is there, most of the farms, I think they have a bunch of different things that they grow to maximize their earning potential. Some people just sell, like there's small farms on my way up when I would drive up to see my mom and stepdad. They have like a little stand on the side of the road where hello Daniel, nice to see you here over on the Posh channel. Sorry for that noise. So yeah, you could pull over and you could get like almonds or whatever they were selling. I think there was a lot of walnut groves, and you could just get the walnuts right there from the farmer. Yeah, fun stuff like that. 5 viewers over on Twitch, thank you all. Oh, I did promise Bex I would say bastard during the flight. So Bex, there you go. Bastard. Nice to see you all here on a Saturday morning, afternoon. Sounds like we are picking up our VOR now. I can hear it faintly. We must be getting close. I think we still got a little bit more to go, flying wise, time wise, to get there. Is Mr. Adams here for smoking time yet? Just munching on my fish and chips. Nice, Daniel. Yes. So yeah, we were talking about that in Nick's stream yesterday. So basically what a smoking was, a smoke session. You know, when I first joined the Army, the smoke session was a well-known way of, so like say you made a mistake, right? You did something wrong, but it didn't warrant like a load of paperwork, like a bunch of counseling statements and recommendations for Article 15, which is like what they call non-judicial punishment. You get an Article 15, they go to the company commander, he reads it, and then he can say, yeah, I support this, or I think this is not necessary, you know, case dismissed kind of thing. He's watching other streams as well, I'm sure you're back, yeah. So smoking was like, it was a minor infraction, but you wanted to correct the person, the soldier. So basically what would happen is you would complete your duty day, and then your squad leader, your sergeant, would say, come with me, and then he would just PT you for a while, basically. Yesterday was havoc. Yes, it was Crankman for my flight, absolutely. So basically they would make you do a bunch of physical exercises, push-ups, sit-ups, flutter kicks, all kinds of stuff. And just basically they just wear you out. You know, you feel smoke. That's, you know, kind of the whole idea. They just, but as I also, well, yeah, it was Friday the 13th. Maybe that's why my plane was acting up. I mean, I don't really buy into a lot of that stuff, though. Oh, Crankman, I mean, it's just, but, you know, whatever. But as the years got on, people got very abusive with it. So there was a story that I read that somebody had it on their wall in their office. And basically what had happened was 2 soldiers had returned late from their leave when they were deployed to Iraq. It was not due to their fault. It was just the way of getting people from Iraq back to the United States, and from the United States back to Iraq. It was never a perfect sort of situation, right? And so it was not uncommon for people to be late returning to the unit, coming back into the deployment area. So what happened was this sergeant basically smoked both of them until they were physically ill. Now, of course, they're out there in the heat of Iraq, and you know, you couple that with a lot of physical exercise. They were just like, it was near to the point that they could have suffered a heat stroke, or worse, they could have died. So basically, that's when the Army, for sure, I don't know, I can't say anything about the other branches, but the Army for sure had to really take a look at that, because it bordered abusive to the point that it was the method behind the madness was no longer what it used to be, and basically to get their attention and all that, you know. And the fact that this sergeant didn't check before he decided to smoke them and say, okay, yeah, I see what happened here, it's all good, carry on, kind of thing. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, old Crankman. I don't know, it's the start of the weekend, yeah. But I mean, I'm sorry you had a bad day at school. I don't. A lot of people put a lot of they hold on to that, you know, like that myth or whatever, because it's a funny thing, you know, like bad luck and everything, but you could have bad luck pretty much any day of the week, whatever. But you're still alive and kicking, so can't be that bad. If you've got some bad grades, well, you're still alive and kicking. Yeah, exactly. And you woke up today, today's a new day. So there you go. We are still working our way there. But yeah, so basically, you could technically there was like a smoke session, but you could say, okay, do 10 push-ups, and that was it. You couldn't get excessive with it. So it was more about the fear. I think it was the fear factor, like, oh crap, something's going to be bad. Hello, Pulse. It's going to get. I don't really want to go through this, but they would, and that's what would happen in your mind. And then they'd say, they wouldn't tell you to do 10 push-ups. They'd just say get down, and then you count to 10. They say get up, and you're like, that's it. Okay, so yeah, it's it was abused after a while. It wasn't good. So yeah. I was trying to get Addie's attention, basically, to correct his behavior yesterday. It's something to eat. Yeah. Go get you a meat pie or something. Well, he did have KFC yesterday, Daniel, so you should have had enough. You could have had leftovers today. But yeah, that's basically what it boils down to. And I didn't know, because I'd been off active duty, and when I went back on active duty in 2008, I was like, wow, things had changed dramatically, and I think necessarily for the better, because it's easy to become, people can get abusive in their position. When you're in a leadership position, a lot of people can go overboard with it, and but they don't. The bad part is when they don't feel remorse for it. They just like, so I made a mistake. But what if that mistake cost somebody their life? That it was not necessary for it to get to that point. That's the main thing. So yeah, if Joseph had been my soldier, can we smoke the AI in F1? I don't think that's going to make any difference, Glenn. They're just going to be like, they're just going to keep on keeping on, They got their own agenda. Let's see. Yeah, it's to put somebody's, like you've lost as a sergeant or as an NCO, if you're doing that to one of your soldiers and they're close to dying because of what you did. My dad giving me some nuts that will be in my title now. Can we smoke the AI? yeah, you've basically broken your oath as a sergeant, that you because there's like a creed, right? When you become a sergeant, you're supposed to recite it. The two things that are supposed to be uppermost in your mind: the accomplishment of your mission, the welfare of your soldiers. If you don't have soldiers, or if they're in the hospital because of something you did, how are you going to accomplish your mission? So that's the main thing. But what I learned, which some people didn't appreciate, was that if you take a mistake and you make it a teachable moment, and you say, okay, let's go over what happened here, we'll work through it together, then the results are I think more positive in the end. When somebody would yell at and belittle me when I was a young soldier, I was just like, what? Wow. You don't feel like you actually learned anything, other than don't make the same mistake. But did you learn why the mistake happened? That's the key. And if you haven't, then what was the point? But yeah, a lot of people don't. They'd rather you just get angry and all that, and then but nobody learns anything that way. As I used to always say, once you start belittling somebody, they just shut down. They don't hear you anymore. They won't hear another word you say. And I think it's true. It's true anywhere in life. I'm sure if Glenn's boss went in there and started ripping him and cursing at him and everything, he'd be like, hey, what? What did I do? How could you come in here and talk to me like this? That's not appropriate. And that's the thing, though, in the civilian world, if you have a boss that does that, you can be like, well, I think I'm just going to look for another job now, because why would I want to be here? But you can't always do that. You can't do that. Unfortunately, you can't just give your notice. You just have to write out your contract and hope that you can go somewhere better. But the grass is not always greener on the other side. I'm not sure which airport this is. I'm trying to think where we are, roughly. I think is this Modesto, maybe? Kind of get that vibe that we're near Modesto. KM. C. Let's see here. KMCE, maybe? I think that's Modesto. KMCE. Merced, okay. I wasn't too far off. So I think that's either north. I'm trying to think where it is, north or south of. Whereas we would, some people called it Molesto. I don't know why, but some people would jokingly refer to it as that. Never learned exactly why that was. This should be I-5 right next to us. There's a massive Union Pacific rail line. Well, not massive, but there looks like a small yard there. There is a Union Pacific rail line that goes along here. I think this is where the high-speed rail was supposed to be running as well, from like Sacramento down to Los Angeles. I'm not sure what the status is on that. Oh, we must have passed it. Okay, so let's go here and out away for just a moment. We need to change our frequency. We need to go heading of. Oh, pretty much the same heading we're on now. Oh, wow, we're already talking to Fresno approach. That's a good sign. Drop a little bit of altitude now. Right. Bit of a wind. Why does so this is basically, this is your autopilot system, which helps because it would be very difficult for me on the little controller to maintain control of the flight or the plane. So they put this in. It's just a very basic, you just have an altitude and the heading and that's it, nothing else. You can't really change the speed or whatever. It's just so that way you could just kind of hang out and enjoy the flying. The Spitfire has one as well. They put that in there, and it does help out a lot for those who don't have like a yoke and all the fancy stuff. So yeah, it's a real, it really helps out quite a bit. Because when I was trying to fly the Spitfire manually, my left thumb would just be like sore by the time we would land. So yeah, they you know, you could store it so you can just make it look like you're flying manually, and you can hide the little GPS system there. You can hide that and make it look like you're doing everything on your own. But it's nice for me because then I can go outside and go around the aircraft and everything else. So yeah, it's a much, it really helps out. But yeah, the first one that had it was the Spitfire. They put that in, so I was like, oh, finally, thumb won't be all numb and everything by the time we land. Ugh. All right, so if our airport is close beyond. So that's what that. Oh, not yet. Still got a bit to go. Yeah, it does help out quite a bit. I'm really glad that they were able to include that in there. I mean, I would love to fly this manually, but if I had the yoke and everything, oh yeah, definitely fly. Golf course. Once again, everybody, for coming in and hanging out today. You've enjoyed this little flight. As soon as we land there in Fresno, we'll park it, we'll wrap things up. Call it a day. We're getting down to business so you can get back to the business of getting down. That's what we like to do. No issues so far. What's that, Glenn? What? So far where? You talk about in the flight. Well, Mick did tell me on Thursday, because when I was flying Thursday, I said I think Friday's flights there should be no issues or whatever, and then look what happened. It was like gremlins out the wazoo. Started with a nav point disappearing suddenly, and then after that it was just, and you know, of course I'm coming in to land, and all my no, there shouldn't be any issues at all. I don't have like all the real world settings put on, basically because I wanted, you know, this is more for enjoyment, it's not for anything else other than that. You know, there's some people who fly only with all the, you know, everything, anything can break, whatever, and you have to monitor your gauges, your temperatures, and your fuel mixtures and stuff like that. So, hello, Jody. Mr. Rob, you don't have to call me Mr. Anything. I'm just big deal. Okay, we are near there. All right, perfect. It's a little bit lower. We should be able to spot our airport here. And we're turning on a 167 heading. So our airport should be right over. Let me see if our airport is on the list. It should be on the list now. So we'll go ahead and call in and say we're coming in for a landing. There it is, Fresno Chandler Executive. Runway, what did I say? Runway 12. Alright, so there's our pattern entry. It's a non-towered airport, so we don't have to worry about that. We'll just make our way over there. I'm fine. Nothing much is happening. We're just getting ready to land here pretty soon. That's about it. Nothing else. We'll just keep heading that way and seeing exactly where our all Well, you guys could have all kinds of fun in the farmlands out here in Fresno. Look at all the stuff that you could do. Look at all that land. Could you imagine owning like even half of this? Oh yeah, it's a beautiful thing. This is a World War II plane that was built in America, the P-38 Lightning. Also poured. Some people called it the twin-tailed devil. Yeah, it was actually it was manufactured in Southern California in Burbank. Built a lot of these planes. So that's why we have the California cutie on the front. Figured if we're going to be flying in California, at least we could do that. Yeah, I really like this model. I like the stripes here on the wings and everything. It's very, and I like the fact that, you know, like there's all this chip paint, and then you have like where the fluids have stained the air, you know, the aircraft there, stuff like that. They really did a good job, I think, with the modeling of the plane. Alright, so our runway is way over yonder. I think we'll just take we'll use the pattern entry there. Yeah, it's been a nice little flight. Nothing too fancy. Just a quick run down into the central part of California from Santa Rosa, which is north of San Francisco, roughly. So yeah, it's been good. Go ahead and let's just put that away for a moment. I'll be able to get the alright, we'll go ahead and turn off the handy autopilot system here. Alright. Near that time, folks. Do appreciate it. Thank you for the 5 thumbs up today. Greatly appreciate it. So I think this is the larger airport here in Fresno. Which I think has a Army National Guard Chinook unit. I know they have a maintenance facility there, or they used to. I don't know if they still do. Hello, Bex. You missed it. You missed the bastard. There you go. That's 3 times now, Bex. Bastard. Oh, there's 4. How about that? Just to make sure. Oh, you've been watching it on the phone. Oh, okay. I see. I wanted to make sure you got your bastard, your little giggle. Well, it's been a nice little flight today. Thank you all for coming in again. Greatly appreciate it. Back tomorrow. We'll land first, and I'll give you the little welcome to Spiel. Make it semi-official sounding. I'll jump into Discord here in just a moment. Either somebody message me or there's some kind of alert. Somebody's getting ready to do something. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to turn the laptop to the side just so I don't... Oh, 8 likes. Look at that. Thank you. Appreciate it. There's another, I think that's a Union Pacific yard there. It should be. Oops, that's not what I want. Almost there. I wish there was a way to put that thing somewhere else so that you could toggle it, because when I try to fly and that little dot is right over where it gets the oh shit! Oh, no. Well, that's not the landing I... Why? It was like it just keeled right over at the end again. What in the world? Sorry, I swore. I don't get it. Like, it just... I don't know, did I stall it? Because there was no, like... I wonder if that's what I did. I may have stalled it. I think that's what happened. I stalled it. Coming in. Well, we're... we're on the ground, at least. But, yeah. I think, because I was trying to keep the speed up, but I had the nose up, and I think it just stalled out and just nosed right over. I think that's what happened. Oh, well, welcome to Fresno, everybody. On behalf of myself and the entire flight crew, we'd like to... It is actually 5:35 in the morning, California time. It is not sunny yet. The sun is not up. We understand and appreciate the fact that you have many options when it comes to your Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream viewing pleasures, and we are glad that you chose to watch us in our silly landing attempts today. Yeah. We will be back tomorrow. We will do a flight around Norway. We got a bunch of points of interest to check out, and then we're going to pop back over here to California in the Pit Fox. We're going to take a flight from a fictional airport in Red Bluff, and we're heading to a fictional airport in Reno. We will take off from Red Bluff. We are going to go towards the lovely Lake Almanor, and then we're going to cut into Reno. It should be some very fantastic scenery along the way. I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah. Should be fun. Go down here and turn this. This one's supposed to go there. Oh, yeah. I guess we're going to have to get a little bit better with the landings here on the P-38. It's something to... Just like we did with the Spitfire, we just had to keep working at it, and finally, before we knew it, we made it. Let's see if anybody's waiting on us. Let's see, let's let them know we are clear of the runway. That's the fuel stand. We don't need that. We will find a ground crew. Just gonna pull up over here. I think that's a good parking spot right over there on that pad. This looks like a very nice place to park. I think this will be right here. Oops, a little oversteering there. Oops. You know what we can even do? We can just turn it around a little bit. So we're ready to depart. Come on, turn. At least our parking job will be better than our landing job. There we go. That's good. Well, there we are. There's the battery. Perfect. Should have ended right there. That's interesting. Oh well, there we are. Well, I'll just make sure everything catches up, and we'll wrap this up. I do appreciate everybody coming in today, hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and had a little chuckle there with the landing. I will see you all tomorrow, Norway, and then California. So do enjoy the rest of your Saturday morning, afternoon, evening, or maybe early Sunday, depending on where you are in the world. Until then, peace, live long and prosper.